I made the prophet as a traffic roundabout dog. After a while, a Swedish newspaper actually wrote an editorial article about the principles on defaming a religion. A few weeks later, the president of Iran made a statement because they have been informing Iran about this, and they burnt the Swedish flag in Pakistan, and it ended up with I got a fatwa from Al-Qaeda. The drawing is actually here. I will make a very short showing of it because so no one be offended, but I think this is the one. Yeah.
I still feel that it is necessary for some people to provoke. So I would still advocate that. But I think the way I chose, and I'm not complimenting myself, but I think the civilized way of speaking about sensitive issues is the better way. And it's the better way because it's going to be more effective to invite Muslims, who are a sensitive group, to actually read a text without being offended.
I was very happy that we had a lively and critical debate because indeed not all the speakers agreed, but I think we agreed with the goal, which is to make Europe a place where journalists, artists, scientists, citizens can speak out freely. And this goes for individuals, but also people who work in the media, and especially given today's new developments on the internet. And I believe it's very important that Europe is a safe haven for the free word and that we can play a role that way based on that credibility in the rest of the world. But we do have a lot of work to do before we are there.
The idea behind the IME proposal was basically based on doing a reverse on tax havens. What tax havens do is that they pull together all the best possible legislation from the world in order to create secrecy. What we decided to do is to pull together all the best possible legislation from around the world to create transparency and to ensure freedom of information, expression and speech.
The alliance between liberals and conservatives to push freedom of expression is gone. And that's why all around the world, in different ways, it's been wound back. Because authoritarianism, whether it's institutional or whether it's state-based, is no friend of freedom of expression. It is inherently opposed to it. And it was only during this brief period of the Cold War where we saw it getting into bed with liberals. It is no longer in the same bed. And so now we have a fight on our hands.
I would not be supportive of a proposal to make the internet a law-free zone. The fact is that whilst there is a considerable amount of responsible publishing on the internet, it in many respects operates as a large lavatory wall, allowing the disgruntled, angry and deliberately deceitful to publish what frequently amounts to appallingly damaging and hurtful material. Internet service providers derive a great deal of money from allowing this stuff to be published, and they should not, in my view, be given a free ride.
I believe we had an extremely interesting debate. We are convinced that nobody in Europe should be afraid because he or she used the right of freedom of expression. But that's the situation in some countries. We have threats to the freedom of expression, be them legal, be them political, be them also economic. You have media monopolies, you have media concentration in certain member states. We addressed many of these topics today. We had conflicting statements also because, of course, freedom of expression is one fundamental right. There are others who may collide with it. So we had a very lively and very interesting discussion. I'm very glad we organized this seminar.